Hello. Thank you for joining Parkinson Voice Project for today's Speak Out Home practice session. My name is Samantha. I'm a speech language pathologist and the founder of Parkinson Voice Project. I am here to help you learn the Speak Out exercises and help you establish and maintain a consistent Speak Out home practice routine. That is a mouthful. Hopefully you have already signed in to the chat. If you've never used the chat, please go ahead and sign in. You'll see a box that says sign in or type in your nickname. Just type in your first name and where you're from. No login, no password necessary, and even if you're not going to chat throughout the session, I want you to see the cute images that are posted. It will really motivate you. And so I'm going to ask you before we get started and I tell you the topic, what did you do this weekend with intent? I want you to use your best voice. You can say it or you can type it with intent, and I'm going to show you a photo. This weekend, let me just get this together. This weekend, my second grandchild, Walter, you see him on the right there, he celebrated his first birthday. This is my daughter, Hannah, her husband, Tucker, and then Harvey and Walter. So Walter had his first birthday this year, this weekend, so that was a lot of fun. So what did you do this weekend with intent? Our topic today, we're going to talk about fall. Fall, I love fall. It's my favorite season. And before we smile with intent, we need to see another photograph. Let me show you this one. This is a photo of Larry from State College, Pennsylvania. Great smile, Larry. I love that. And can you guess what Larry is doing? Can you look at that picture and guess where he is? Larry says despite being diagnosed with Parkinson's, he's been the leader of the community garage sales for the last 3 years. What a great way to practice speaking with intent. And he says it's been a joy and a privilege. And as you can see, of course, it encourages him to practice his great smile. So let's all give a really big smile. Give me your best smile with intent. Go ahead and take a sip of water. If you are new to our sessions, welcome. And if you might think it's strange that we practice smiling with intent, but with Parkinson's, our movements are smaller than we think they are. And we understand it when we think of walking or riding. But these movements, the movements of the face and when we smile, get smaller. And that's why when we take a picture, we think, wow, I thought I was smiling great. And I wasn't. And so we've got to smile with intent. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started with the first speak out exercise. I want you to look across the room, find a target. Your voice is going to travel across the room and go splat on that target. You're going to hit your target. Here we go. May, me, my, mo, moo. Did you hit the target? Make sure to connect the sounds. Ready? May, me, my, mo, moo. Good. Do it again. May, me, my, mo, moo. Notice that I'm exaggerating. Ready? May, me, my, mo, moo. We're exercising the muscles we use for speaking and swallowing. Let's do one more warm up. Really speak out. May, me, my, mo, moo. We're done with the warm-up. Take a sip of water. I am sipping on warm water. Any water will do. Take a sip with intent. Intent means to be focused, to be purposeful, to be deliberate in everything that you do, not just talking and swallowing. Let's move on to the next speak out exercise, the ahs. For the ahs, we are coordinating our breathing muscles with our vocal folds. When we know that everything is working the way it should, when the sound comes out clear, it should not be raspy, it should never hurt. Here we go with the first ah. Did your ah make it all the way to the target? Don't let it trail off. Ready? If your voice tends to trail off when you're talking in conversation, then we need to work on it. That's why we're thinking about it. We're making our voice travel forward, not trail off. Let's do another ah. Good. Don't worry if you can't hold it, as long as we're holding it right now. A shorter one is perfectly fine, as long as it's nice and strong and clear. Let's do a shorter one. Good. One more. Very nice. We're done with the ahs. Take a sip of water with intent, and then we'll move on to the glides. It is important that you sip on water while you're doing these exercises. For the glides, you're going to project out a steady ah. Okay, don't start gliding right away. So we don't want ah, we don't want that. We're in control. Steady ah, then start gliding. Here we go. Good. Make sure to stop all the way when you get to the top. Ready? Usually the gliding up is easier for people than the gliding down. On the way down, people tend to close their mouth and the sound kind of goes back here, trails off. We don't want that. So as you're gliding down, I want you to think about like you're spreading the sound out in front of you. Let's start high. So we're presenting it in front of us. Do it again. Start high. And let's do one more glide from the beginning. Ready? We are done with the glides. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much effort are you putting forth into these exercises? I think I'm putting a 12. So you can say it with intent, what number. You can also type it with intent. When you're doing the speak out exercises, you cannot be using the same amount of effort that you would be putting forth in a regular conversation, okay? It's got to be a lot more. This is your workout. We're going to move on to the counting now. For the counting, we're coordinating the breathing muscles with the vocal folds, with the articulators. Everybody say articulators with intent. Ready? Articulators. Good. Here we go. We're going to lift every number, project it forward. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hit the target. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good. Now let's go backward. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are speaking out. We're using a lot of effort. Let's go down now. So 1, 4, 7, 10. Ready? 1, 4, 7, 10. 2, 5, 8, 11. 3, 6, 9, 12. We are done with the counting. Aren't you glad? Take a sip of water, then we'll move on to the reading. We are talking about fall. I wonder in your area, have the leaves started to change colors yet? Don't go run and take a picture right now, but maybe later on in the week, if you're signed into the chat, you can post a photo. We would love to see those photos. All right, the topic is fall. Let's read each sentence with intent. Fall begins on September 22nd. If you're new to this session, exaggerate, emphasize the words that are highlighted. Let's read it again. Fall begins on September 22nd. Next. Leaves are changing colors. Read it with more intent. Leaves are changing colors. Next. A favorite fall drink is the pumpkin spice latte. Do you like pumpkin spice lattes? Did you answer with intent? Let me ask you again. Do you like pumpkin spice lattes? I have to say I've never had a pumpkin spice latte, but it doesn't sound that great to me. Maybe I'm probably wrong, but I love pumpkin scones. Love pumpkin scones. Let's read this next sentence. It was introduced in 2003. Again, it was introduced in 2003. I did not know that. All right. I'm going to ask you some questions. We're moving on to conversation. The words are not in front of you. You're going to have to organize your thoughts and speak out. Name things that you associate with fall. Go ahead. Are you using your best voice? Let's read these together. Football, sweaters, fall festivals. Again, football, sweaters, fall festivals. Next question. What are foods that you associate with fall? Go ahead, say every word with intent. Let's read these together. Squash, pumpkins, apples. Let's read them again with more intent. Squash, pumpkins, apples. I love fall. I really do. Take a sip of water with intent. Have you registered for the webinar that we're hosting on October 9th with Dr. Ray Dorsey? Have you heard about this book, The Parkinson's Plan? Dr. Dorsey is traveling around the world talking about this new book that he wrote with Dr. Michael Oken. They are talking about the chemicals that we are exposed to every day. Dr. Dorsey believes that we can live in a world where Parkinson's is rare. Wouldn't that be wonderful for our children, our grandchildren, future generations? So we are hosting a webinar. Parkinson Voice Project is hosting a webinar on October 9th. You and your family, friends, everyone is invited. Just go to our website, parkinsonvoiceproject.org. Look under education, and then you will see October 9th webinar. Sandy will post the link too. Make sure you register for that. All right, we're going to move on to Dr. Boone's words. Exaggerate the G's, the K's, and the NG's. When you exaggerate those sounds, you force the back of the tongue to go up higher, and that's what we need. Let's say each word twice. Gula gung ga ga. Hit the target. Gula gung ga ga. And the next one. Ku ka mangu ka. Really exaggerate. Ku ka mangu ka. And the next one. Gangla. Again. Gangla. We're always lifting and speaking out, even in conversation. Ready? Kukla. Kukla. Very nice. We're going to move on to the bonus reading. Here's the bell. The bonus reading is much more challenging than the other sentences. This is about speaking with intent, one sentence after another, after another, after another, and being able to maintain your concentration, your focus, speaking out the whole time. Let's read this poem by Robert Frost, or part of the poem. Ready? Nature's first green is gold, her hardest hue to hold. Her early leaf's a flower, but only so an hour. Then leaf subsides to leaf, so Eden sank to grief. So dawn goes down to day, nothing gold can stay. I want you to start with then leaf. I want you to use more intent and emphasize the highlighted words. Ready? Then leaf subsides to leaf, so Eden sank to grief. So dawn goes down to day, nothing gold can stay. You can download today's reading material. Take what you learned in this session, practice, 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 and practice more. And thank you so much for joining me as you're learning to speak and swallow with intent. I hope you're incorporating intent into everything that you're doing.